alone.
When I was playing this game just on my own time for the first time, I liked saying that every time we got to one, but sorry if I freaked any of you out. So, let's say we're feeling better than ever. It's not possible to be feeling not great on days like this. Quick meeting tonight, and yeah, returning to the dorm immediately, so no time for any social links today. Which I'm kind of glad for. It was weird that there was time for social links in the middle of the previous full moon. I don't know why they did that. It's actually one of the very rare full moons where you do get that. Most full moons are just pure plot boss fight and that's it. Like today, where, yeah, brief shot of school, and now we're going straight to the dark hour, wasting absolutely no time. Let's do this.
Any luck, Fuka?
Thankfully, we've since recruited a very powerful scanner to our team, so we should get a good feel for where the next boss is.
Just a moment. I found it. I sense a strong presence.
Already, nice one.
Hey, we were right.
Or so it would seem.
It's located in Iwatodai, inside a building on Shirakawa Boulevard.
Shirakawa Boulevard, wait a minute, I think we've heard about that place before at school.
Shirakawa Boulevard.
You clearly have too.
They've been finding the lost in pairs lately. Now I understand why.
It's possible to fill in the blanks at this point, but let's let the party members come to the conclusion first, before I say anything.
In pairs. Huh. Oh, I get it.
Why? What's on Shirakawa Boulevard? I'm not familiar with that area.
I get the feeling you really don't want to know.
I've heard about it, but...
That's where all those hotels are. That explains a lot.
Right. Anyone here guess that this was where this was going?
You've heard about them, right, Fuka? Where people go to... you know.
It seems like you can't have something set in Japan that doesn't at least bring this up at some point. And, I mean, I even found out about this in Japanese classes. It's just the classic, hey, Japan is weird thing that most people find out when they're first studying it. Fun fact, before they got into gaming, Nintendo actually had a line of these hotels.
Nonsense. They're no different than ordinary hotels. The rooms are a bit fancier, that's all.
Oh yeah, if you call being styled after anime or dungeons or castles or having whips fancier.
Oh, man. That's it?
I don't know about this. Maybe I shouldn't go.
No, definitely go. Last time you had to sit the boss fight out and we really could use a healer.
You're just like a little kid, Yucatan.
Whatever.
Well, that's the best way to get him motivated.
Fine, let's go. But this time, I want a piece of the action.
I would have brought you anyway because you set out the last boss fight.
So, who's gonna take the lead?
I don't see any reason to change leaders now.
Naturally, it's still Gary Stu.
And Yamagishi, I want you to handle support during the operation.
This is our first operation where she's officially on support duty. Her support duty last time was kind of an impromptu thing.
I'll do my best.
All right, then I'll let you decide on the rest of the team. Let's do this.
Now, like I said, I would have brought Yukari to this mission anyway, because she set out the last boss fight. It's only fitting to give her a piece of the action now. Or I would say that, were it not for the fact that... So yeah, Yukari is forced to this mission. This is actually a bad thing. Her healing is good to have, but her being forced is going to be a problem for the first boss we encounter. Alright, we'll be sure to get good data for you as well, because I'm sure that's what you're mainly concerned with. Like I said, Yukari is definitely forced. What happens if I say remove? Yep. Definitely forced here. I'm going to bring Mitsuru here, even though this is technically not the best idea. But this is going to be her first official full moon operation too, so I want to use her. Akihiko, you definitely want Akihiko with you. Definitely. As for Junpei, he's technically a good option, but it's mainly for plot reasons that I'm leaving him out of this. You'll see why once we get to the end. But anyway, we've got the team ready. We can change equipment around when we actually get in there, so let's commence the operation. So, let's go to one of those places. But hey, you know, it could be worse. At least a teacher's not using this as accommodation for a group of students on a class trip, right? Because that would never happen. No way any teacher would be that weird. No, never. Oh, and these vending machines are not working, so unfortunately, no full heals for us today. This is not Tokyo Mirage sessions. Yeah, probably best not to view that available description, because you might need brain bleach afterwards. It's the reception desk. Gary's too certainly liking being in here. Especially with these two party members dressed this way, but anyway. Now, actually, you might want to get used to this music if you like it, because this is the only time you'll ever be hearing it in the whole game. We can't enter these floors, but examining them does give us the good bit of info that the guest is safe. So we have kind of a semi-dungeon here. We can actually explore around a little bit, but there's nothing much for us to do other than head up to the 3rd floor. But yeah, Gary Stu is certainly enjoying this. Other fun fact, these places tend to have separate exits, and some of them have no windows. This is so that people who, you know, certain couples who might not want to be seen together for various reasons, cough, Gary Stu, cough, can be here without arousing any suspicion. So anyway, we've got lots of normal rooms around here, but there's a really big room with a big, giant, extravagant doorway, and the room looks a little larger than the others. Of course, this is what we're after. It's also called the Hierophant's Chamber. That's also pretty telling. Now, before we go in, time to prepare a little bit. I want to go ahead and equip... Let me just go. I still have the Mother Rapier for Auto Tarakaja. That's actually going to be good. Hell Sandals are fine. Let's see what we got here. Evade Slash, Reduce Stumble. Evade Strike is not a bad idea for this fight, but I'm just going to go for these. Everything here I think is fine. We're going to make sure to equip Naga, just to get the double autos activated. And as for my other party members, I've equipped most of them with anti-wind stuff, which we don't really need at this point. Don't worry, we'll be going to the fight soon, Akihiko, but first... So you currently got Evade Ice, which is useful, but... I'm actually going to put Evade Strike on him. Gotta remember to take that off afterwards, though. Mitsuru, I believe you still have that anti-wind thing, which we don't need here. Oh, you still have inline sets. Oh, right, okay, that's it, the wind charm. We don't need that. Lowers chance of setting a critical hit is actually definitely not a bad thing to have. I'm gonna want to put that on Yukari, though. And I may as well put the Warrior's Seal on, because nothing else is going to help here. Yukari, though... Wait a minute. Actually, now that I think about it... I want Evade Elect. Evade Elect is amazing for her. You definitely want Evade Elect on Yukari for this fight. I kind of forgot about that. So, gonna go back here, and I'm going to equip... I know the suspense is probably killing you at this point, but I'm gonna go ahead and equip Evade Strike. Where is that? Actually, wait. I meant... Warriors. Lowest chance... Sigma Drive. There it is. Lowest chance of sustaining critical hits. That's good. And with that, I think we're about ready to head on in and face the boss, who it should be fairly obvious what it is. I'm sensing a strong demon ahead. Do you want to go on? Yes, let's go. So, what do we have in the middle of this hotel? Oh boy, that's certainly interesting. Special Tanabata bout. Fight! The background here is pretty cool, actually.
Be careful. The enemy is a Hierophant.
So the enemy in the Hierophant's chamber, that's called the Hierophant, is a Hierophant. Yeah, good job, Fuka. We totally couldn't have figured that out by ourselves. Anyway, the Hierophant
Give me a sec. I'll
represents
scan the target.
relationship with the divine and, in general, adherence to the rules. But the Hierophant boss shadow is, in a lot of ways, when you want heal / support,
Alright.
representative of a literal corrupt Hierophant. A fat priest wearing extravagant clothing, getting certain sexual favors in a red light district. But it also does have other symbolism. The Hierophant representing obedience to the rules is important here, because reversed you could take it as to mean breaking the rules, and a priest who visits a red light district would definitely be breaking the rules. Anyway, putting Akihiko on heal / support is a good thing for the moment, because I want this thing debuffed. Now while we're at it, speaking of which, okay, I'm currently on Naga. Speaking of debuffs, I might actually switch to Ares and try and debuff this thing's defense a bit. Rebellion is not recommended here, just saying. So, I'm gonna go for the Rakunda. Thankfully, Ares is not weak to Thunder. Do not equip any personas weak to Thunder here. You will regret it, trust me. Garu does decent damage. Bufala's gonna do quite a bit with the defense debuff. Yeah, definitely quite a bit.
It's strong against darkness.
Well, all bosses are, but it also repels thunder attacks, so watch out for that. The Hierophant is quite an interesting boss. Its strategy revolves around using thunder attacks until it hits Yukari and gives itself a 1 more. This is why Yukari being here is kind of a bad thing, because if we had the option to not have her in this fight, it would make things a lot easier. We could just have nobody weak to thunder. Anyway, when it does get a 1 more, it likes to use its signature move, Prophecy of Ruin, which has a chance of inflicting fear on the whole party. Fear greatly raises the chance of you getting a critical hit on you. Once you're afraid, it'll start spamming physical attacks to keep you stun-locked with being knocked down. That's pretty much the general gist of this fight. So, depending on how lucky you get, you can go through this fight without ever seeing Prophecy of Ruin, but if you do, things can get kind of bad. Now, as long as the protagonist doesn't get afraid, you can use a May Patra gem to cure everyone of fear. This is why I said to buy those. Okay, it can get rid of your buffs as well. This is only going to affect Gary's too, though. That did get rid of 2 buffs, unfortunately. But now, the real fun begins. In the words of Akihiko, I've been waiting for this. It's time to get the full moon bonus off of Getsue. $221 damage. That is with a defense debuff, but by the way, that is without Tarukaja. That's pretty insane. I'm only going to do that just a little bit in this fight, because admittedly it's a bit cheap, but I just wanted to show off how much that did. Anyway, so like I said, if we're lucky, we might be able to get through this fight without any major issue, but if we're not... Sukunda, okay. Who's it going for? Oh, Gary's too. Okay, then.
Agility down. Please be careful.
No, she's saying that for the first time. You know what? I wonder if... You know what? I'm going to switch to Oberon here just to null its thunder attacks. I got a lot of Dekunda gems and Tartarus. I'm going to go ahead and use those. I just really want Gariastu's hit rate to still be fine, because I don't want Getsue missing all the time. Sukunda's definitely helping here, though. Mitsuru also hitting quite hard with her Bufala. That's also great. Already half down. Okay, if this hits Yukari, Aha! Nice one! So, yeah. Now, we haven't actually seen the Hierophant using physical attacks yet, so I haven't got to explain another facet of its symbolism. But I guess I'll do that now in case it doesn't. The Hierophant usually represents older authority figures who act as kind of like wise mentors to younger characters. But here, whenever this thing uses physical attacks, it orders these two little paper-thin followers to attack. Yeah, good to keep topped up on HP a little bit here. This represents a corrupted, basically the reversed Hierophant, a corruption of that principle of being a wise authority figure, instead using your power and authority to manipulate others into doing your dirty work.
Weaker. Just a little more.
And yeah, critical hits are the only way to knock this boss down, and, well, they all allow all out attacks, let's do this. That may have actually killed it. KO! Seize wins! Remember how I said this gives a lot of experience? Yeah. In fact, we're almost at another level up too. No level up for our personas though, unfortunately. So, Hierophant down. Now, that was getting lucky with that fight. I didn't get to show Prophecy of Ruin there at all, but Prophecy of Ruin is definitely something to watch out for. I can't stress that enough. If the protagonist gets hit by fear, he'll often skip turns and you won't be able to use a Maypatra gem. That can get very, very bad, because like I said, it'll try and keep you stun-locked with critical hits when you're afraid. But as long as the protagonist isn't affected by fear, use Maypatra gems immediately. You want to cure fear as fast as possible, because that's the boss's main method of doing damage. So if Yukari gets hit by one of its thunder spells, the boss will usually go into Prophecy of Ruin immediately, and that's how it uses that. So, just pointing that out there. That's basically, yeah, that's the boss on easy mode, essentially. It's really down to luck whether it goes easily or goes in a worse direction. But, yeah, that was pretty good. So hey, mission accomplished, right? Let's pack it up, we're going home. Come on, let's... Wait a minute. Oh no. We're stuck. Trapped in a love hotel. Gary's dude probably likes that prospect, but when we're in here in the dark hour, that's not a good thing. Wait a minute. There's another shadow. We're not done here. So, where could this other shadow be hiding? Is it under the bed? No, not there. Could it be hiding in the bathroom? No. Through the window? No. In the TV? Well, this isn't Persona 4. In the other bathroom? Doesn't seem like it. Notice anything odd about this mirror? Let's just walk around a little bit. Maybe you'll get it. It is the only thing in here that we haven't checked, so... What just happened? What is